Very fresh good morning and Jai Hind to all of you. In my previous video, Dr. Sadao asked the American soldier not to tell him his name before he asked. He was very angry and he said that don't tell your name unless I ask. And why he said so? Because he was not interested. He was facing inner conflict. They looked at each other for a moment and then the young man closed his eyes and turned his face to the wall. Okay, he whispered, his mouth a bitter line. Outside the door, Hana was waiting for Sadao. He saw at once that she was in trouble. Sadao and the boy exchanged glances and then the boy closed his eyes and turned his face towards the wall. He said okay in a low voice as he felt bitter by Sadao's words. Outside the door, Hana was waiting for Sadao. He saw that she was in some sort of trouble. Sadao, Yummy tells me the servants feel they cannot stay if we hide this man here anymore. She said, she tells me that they are saying that you and I were so long in America that we have forgotten to think of our own country first. They think we like Americans. Hana said to Sadao that Yummy told her that the servants would not stay with them if the American man lived there any longer. She also said that Sadao and Hana had been in America for such a long time that they had forgotten their country's priority. Yummy and the servant thought that Hana and Sadao like Americans. It is not true, Sadao said harshly. Americans are our enemies. But I have been trained not to let a man die if I can help it. Sadao reacted sharply, harshly, and said that this was not true. He said that Americans were their enemies. He had been trained in such a way that he could not let a man die and would help to save him in whichever way he could. That was what Sadao had done. The servant cannot understand that, she said anxiously. No, he agreed. Neither seemed able to say any more, and somehow the household dragged on. The servants grew more watchful. Their courtesy was as careful as ever, but their eyes were cold upon the pair to whom they were hired. What pair here represent Dr. Sadao and Hana. Hana said that the servants could not understand Sadao's predicament. Sadao agreed with this. Both of them had nothing more to say. The course of the house continued, but the servants were vigilant. They were polite but unfriendly towards their masters. They are doubtful. You can simply say that they are doubtful. They are not trusting. It is clear what our masters out to do, the old gardener said one morning. He had worked with flowers all his life and had been a specialist too in moss. For Sadao's father, he had made one of the finest moss garden in Japan, sweeping the bright green carpet constantly so that not a leaf or a pine needle marred the velvet of its surface. My old master's son knows very well what he ought to do, he now said, pinching a bird from a bush as he spoke. When the man was so near death, why did he not let him bleed? One morning, the old gardener said that it was obvious what their master should have done. The old gardener had worked with flowers all his life and specialized in moss. He had been employed by Sadao's father. The gardener had made one of the best moss garden. What is the moss? There is description of moss. So what is this? A very soft, small green plant. He had been employed by Sadao's father. He would sweep the bright green colored carpet of the moss clean so that the sharp leaves of the pine tree could not spoil the soft velvet surface. He plucked a flower bud from the bush as he said that his master's son Sadao knew very well what he was supposed to do. He added that when the master was almost dead, when the man was almost dead, he should have left him to bleed to death. That young master is so proud of his skill to save life that he saves any life. The cook said contemptuously. She split false snake skillfully and held the fluttering bird and let its blood flow into the roots of a wisteria vine. Blood is the best of fertilizer, and the old gardener would not let he waste a drop. One morning both were discussing, and what the young master, who is saying, the cook is saying that what cook believes that master is proud of his skills. So how could he let a man die? The cook said disrespectfully that their master was so proud of his skill of saving lives that he did not bother whose life he was saving. She cut the neck of a hen skillfully and held the bird as it shivered. She let the blood of the hen flow into the wisteria plant. The old gardener had instructed her that blood was the best fertilizer for the plants, and he did not allow her to waste a single drop of it. It is the children of whom we must think. Yami said sadly, what will be their fate if their father is condemned as a traitor? Yami was worried about the fate of Sadao and Hana's children. She wondered why she is worried about children, because she is taking care of the children. So definitely she loves the children. She wondered that when they grew up they would be labeled as the children of a traitor. As Sadao was helping an American, all the people of Japan would consider him to be an enemy of Japan, a traitor of his country. They did not try to hide what they said from the ears of Hana as she stood arranging the day's flower in the veranda nearby, and she knew they spoke on purpose that she might hear. That they were right, she knew too in most of her being, but there was another part of her which she herself could not understand. It was not sentimental liking of the prisoner. She had come to think of himself as a prisoner. She had not liked him even yesterday when he had said in his impulsive way, "Anyway, let me tell you that my name is Tom." She had only walked a little distance back. She saw hurt in his eyes, but she did not wish to assuage it. Indeed, he was a great trouble in this house. As Hana stood in the veranda when they were discussing all the stuff, and she knew that whatever they were discussing was the right thing, she was not annoyed. She was not annoyed because she knew the truth. As for Sadao, every day he examined the wound carefully. The last stitches had been pulled out this morning, and the young man would in a fortnight be nearly as well as ever. Sadao went back to his office and carefully typed a letter to the chief of police reporting the whole matter. On the 21st day of February, an escaped prisoner was passed up on the shores in front of my house. So far he typed, and then he opened a secret drawer of his desk and put the unfinished report into it. So as a doctor, every day he comes and examines. He was satisfied the way patient is improving, gaining strength day by day. And one day what he did, he wrote all the matter and keep safely into a drawer in his office. On the 7th day after that day, two things happened. In the morning, the servant left together their belongings tied in a large square cotton kerchiefs. When Hana got up in the morning, nothing was done. The house not clean and the food not prepared, and she knew what it meant. She was dismayed and even terrified, but her pride as a mistress would not allow her to show it. Instead, she inclined her head gracefully when they appeared before her in the kitchen, and she paid them off and thanked them for all that they had done for her. They were crying, but she did not cry. The cook and the gardener had served Sadao since he was a little boy in his father's house, and Yumi cried because of the children. She was so grieving that after she had gone, she ran back to Hana. On the seventh day, after that, two things happened. First thing, the servant of the house left the house in the morning. No household work was done. She was shocked and horrified when she came to know that the servants were leaving. But Hana did not show her feelings to the servants. Instead, she remained calm and maintained her grace and her dignity. As a lady of the house, she paid the servant and thanked them for their service. As the servants had been working there for many years, they were crying, but Hana did not cry. The cook and the gardener were very old employees. They had been employed by Sadao's father and had served Sadao since his childhood. Yumi was crying because she would miss the children. She was so sad that she ran up to Hana after she had left. If the baby misses me too much tonight, send for me. I am going to my own house and you know where it is. Thank you, Hana said, smiling. But she told herself she would not send for Yumi, however the baby cried. Yumi said to Hana that if the baby missed her at that any time or especially at night, she could call her. She further added that she was going to her own house and Hana knew where her house was. Hana smiled and thanked her for the offer, but herself she said that in case the baby cried, she would not call for Yumi. She firmly decided. Why she decided? Because of her pride as a mistress. She decided not to call in any circumstances. She made the breakfast and Sadao helped with the children. Neither of them spoke the servant beyond the fact that they were gone. But after Hana had taken morning food to the prisoner, she came back to Sadao the next morning. Why is it we cannot see clearly what we ought to do? She asked him. Even the servants see more clearly than we do. Why are we different from other Japanese? So here, after leaving the servant, next morning they did their household work, and Hana came to Dr. Sadao and asked. She was very worried. She questioned that why they were not very clear about what they ought to do. She added that even their servants were very clear as compared to them. She said that why were they behaving differently from other Japanese people? Hana wanted to say that as Americans were their enemies, they should not have treated that prisoner of war and they should have let him die just like any other Japanese would have done. Sadao did not answer, but a little later he went into the room where the prisoner was and said briskly, "Today you may get up on your feet. I want you to stay up only for 5 minutes. Tomorrow you may try it twice as long. It would be well that you get back your strength as quickly as possible." He saw the flicker of terror on the young man's face that was still very pale. "Okay," the boy murmured. Evidently he was determined to say more. "I feel I ought to thank you, doctor, for having saved my life." So Sadao did not reply to Hana, but after some time he went to Tom's room, prisoner of Tom's room, and gave some instruction to him. The boy was afraid. And why he was afraid? He was afraid of his fate, afraid of his future, what would happen to next. That was his fear, and it was clearly seen in his eyes. Dr. Sadao noticed his fear in his eyes. Dr. Sadao saw that his words brought a hint of terror and scare on the face of the young boy. His face was still very pale and colorless because he was very weak. The boy spoke in a low voice and said, "Okay." It appeared that he wanted to speak something more, but he just said that he wanted to thank Sadao for saving his life. Don't thank me too early, Sadav said coldly. He saw the flicker of terror again in the boy's eyes. Terror as unmistakable as an animal's. The scars on his neck were crimson for a moment. Those scars, what were they? Sadav did not ask. Sadav was very expressionless when he said that the boy did not need to thank him yet. As he spoke this, he saw that the hint of scare again appeared in the boy's eyes. The writer compares the boy's terrorized eyes to that of a scared animal. The injury mark on the neck of the boy turned the bright red in color for a while. Sadav thought that what has caused those injury marks, but he did not ask the boy about them. In the afternoon, the second thing happened. Hannah, working hard on unaccustomed labor, saw a messenger come to the door in official uniform. Her hands went weak and she could not draw her breath. The servants must have told already. She ran to Sadav, gasping, unable to utter a word. But by then the messenger had simply followed her through the garden, and there he stood. She pointed at him helplessly. So the second thing happened on that day. And what was the second thing? That messenger of the officials came. General's messenger came. That day, the second incident happened in the afternoon. Hannah was busy with the work and the messenger came. After seeing the messenger, she was just going to faint. She followed, she ran towards the doctor Sadav, and messenger also followed. She was unable to speak a single word. Sadav looked up from his book. He was in his office, the other partition of which was thrown open to the garden for the southern sunshine. Sadav was reading a book, and when he saw Hannah, he looked up. He was sitting in his office, which had a partition in it. The part of the office beyond the partition opened into the garden and was full of shady sunshine. What is it? He asked the messenger, and then he rose, seeing the man's uniform. Sadav asked the messenger, what is the matter? And noticing his uniform, he stood. You are to come to the palace, the man said. The old general is in pain again. The messenger said that the old general called him because he is in pain. Oh, Hannah, breathe. Is that all? The messenger claimed, all? Isn't it enough? Indeed it is, she replied. I am very sorry. So out of excitement, when Hannah got that he came to call him for general, he was not well, she breathed in relief and said all. The messenger was surprised, and all that isn't enough. So justifying. Upon hearing Hannah's relief, and she said, oh, with this she took a deep breath and asked that was all right, for which the messenger had come. The messenger reacted and said all. He could not understand that what else could it be for which he was supposed to visit the house. He asked that was that not enough? Did they want any other reason for him to visit them? Hannah was sorry for her reaction and said that the reason was enough for the messenger to visit them. She did not need any other reason for him to visit them. When Sadav came to say goodbye, she was in the kitchen but doing nothing. The children were asleep, and she sat merely resting for a moment, more exhausted from her fright than from work. Here, this line is very important. More exhausted from fright than her work. This time she is exhausted. She is not exhausted because overburden of the household work, because of the pressure, because of the inner conflict they are bearing at that moment. She was heavy. She felt very sad. As Sadav had to accompany the messenger, he went to Hannah to say goodbye. Hannah was in the kitchen, but she was not doing anything. The children had gone to sleep, and Hannah was taking rest. She was more tired due to the scare on seeing the messenger than she was from doing the household work. I thought they had come to arrest you, she said. That was the fear. That was the fear of Hannah that forced her to say, oh, it's all. Hannah said to Sadav that she had thought that the messenger had come to arrest him. He gazed down into her and exercised, I must. get rid of this man for your sake, he said in distress. Somehow I must get rid of him. She looked carefully at Hannah's anxious eyes. He was very sad and distressed, and he said that he must get rid of that man for her sake. He added that he had to get rid of the man by any means. Sadao goes to the general. Sadao went along with the general. Of course, the general said weakly, I understand fully, but that is because I once took a degree in Princeton. So few Japanese have. Sadao narrated the entire story to the general. The general, who was very weak, said that he understood Sadao's position because he had also studied in America at the Princeton University, but there were only a few Japanese who had studied in America. I care nothing for the man, Excellency, Sadao said, but having operated on him with such success, yes, the general said, it only makes me feel you more. It's indispensable to me. Evidently, you can save anyone. You are so skilled. You say you think I can stand one more such attacks as I have had today. Not more than once, Sadao said. Sadao replied to the general that he did not care for the American man, but as he had operated upon him successfully, the general interrupted him and said, yes, he felt that Sadao was a necessary part of his life. As Sadao had been successful at operating on the man, the general felt that Sadao was very skilled. That was the plus point of the Dr. Sadao. The general asked that, did Sadao think that the general had any chances of surviving another heart attack as the one he had that day? Sadao replied that in his opinion, the general could not survive more than one such attack. Then certainly I can allow nothing to happen to you, the general said with anxiety. His long pale Japanese face became expressionless, which meant that he was in deep thought. You cannot be arrested, the general said, closing his eyes. Suppose you were condemned to death and the next day I had to have my operation. Everyone is selfish in his own quest. That is proved by the general's remark. The general said that then in that case he could not allow anything to happen to Sadao. He wanted to say that he needed Sadao and so he would protect him. The general's long, weak, yellowish face became expressionless because he was thinking about Sadao's being arrested. He became serious, closed his eyes at the thought of Sadao's being arrested and said that Sadao could not be arrested. Further, he added that if Sadao was sentenced to death and he needed an operation the next day, then who would operate upon him? So the general wanted to say that he needed Sadao and so he would protect him and he would not let anything happen to him. Here you can notice how general was selfish. Whatever Dr. Sadao did was not wrong if you analyze or both characters. Dr. Sadao only saved a life which he can save, and Dr. Sadao's general has no issue with it because he wanted to save himself. There are other surgeons, Excellency, Sadao suggested. Now Dr. Sadao is suggesting why he tried to check his concern. Sadao suggested, none I trust. The general replied, the best one have been trained by Germans and would consider the operation successful even if I died. The same thing happened, you remember the Tiger King. The operation was successful, but the king was dead. I do not care for their point of view, he signed. It seems a pity that we cannot better combine the German ruthlessness with the American sentimentality. Then you could turn your prisoner over to execution and yet I could be sure you would not murder me while I was unconscious. The general laughed. He had an unusual sense of humor as a Japanese. Could you not combine these two foreign elements? He asked. Dr. Sadao suggested to the general that There were many other surgeons in Japan. The general replied that he did not trust anyone else other than Sadao. He added that the best surgeon had been trained by the Germans and for them the operation would be successful even if the general died. He did not care for their point of view. The general added that Japanese could not be combined the harsh nature of the German with the emotional nature of the Americans. So the general wanted to say that they did not have such persons who could combine the harsh nature of German and the emotional nature of Americans. He said that if they would have been able to do that, then Sadao could be harsh and could turn the prisoner to the Japanese and at the same time be emotional and not murder the general during the operation. With this, the general laughed. The writer says that the general had a strong sense of humor. He was very witty. Then he asked Sadao that being Japanese, could he not combine these two foreign elements? So the foreign elements to which the general is referring is the harsh nature of a German and the emotional nature of an American. Sadao smiled. I am not quite sure, he said, but for your sake I would be willing to try it, Excellency. Sadao smiled at the general's question and said that he was not quite sure about it, but for his betterment he was willing to try it out. The general shook his head. I had rather not be the test case, he said. The general shook his head as he did not want to be such a person on whom a new trial would be made. He felt suddenly weak and overwhelmed with the cares of his life as an official in times such as these when repeated victory brought great responsibility all over the South Pacific. Suddenly, the general felt weak and emotional and he was reminded of the problems he had faced throughout his life while fulfilling his duties and responsibilities in wars won by Japan. It is very unfortunate that this man should have washed up on your doorstep, he said irritably. I feel it so myself, Sadao said gently. The general was irritated and said that the happening of the injured man reaching his house was an unfortunate one. Sadao agreed with him. If it would be best if he could be quietly killed. The general said, not by you, but by someone who does not know him. I have my own private agents. Suppose I send two of them to your house tonight or better, and any night you need know nothing about it. It is now warm. What would be more natural than that you should leave the outer partition of the white man's room open to the garden while he sleeps? Agents meaning professional killers. The general said that the best solution was to kill the man quietly. He added that he would not be killed by Sadao but by his hired killers. He would send two killers to Sadao's house that night or any night. Sadao did not need to know about it as the weather was warm those days. He wanted Sadao to act naturally and keep the doors of the room open. Certainly it would be very natural, Sadao agreed. In fact, it is so left open every night. Sadao agreed that the idea seemed natural. He added that they did leave the door of the outer partition open at that night. You can notice in this conversation that here general become very selfish. He wanted to leave. He wanted to keep Dr. Sadao with him for his operation. Anytime if he need an operation, Dr. Sadao must be there for his sake. So he was not happy the way injured man came to his doorstep, and he considered that it was unfortunate. Dr. Sadao is also agree with the point of view. What suggestion he gave? He gave the suggestion to kill that man by professional killers. Dr. Sadao also accepted his ideas to open the window, open the door, so that the American soldier would be killed by the professional killers. We will witness what would happen in reality. Was American killed by the professional killers, or something else happened in the story. We will continue in my next video. Till then, study well. Take care of yourself. Thank you very much.